Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Under Construction. This is the show where we build things. I feel like I say that, repeatedly, but either way, we're back here in the lovely town of Olive, and things are progressing well, and I didn't get the music this time. Okay, sorry, we're gonna be musicless. Musicless this time, I'm not dealing with that right now. So, this episode, top priorities, we're gonna be doing a lot of math. And that's a little bit unusual for me to do on Under Construction, but it's sort of to get the industries all sorted out. And there are a few industries that aren't set up yet, namely these guys over here and these guys over here. There are a couple of industries that I'm a little bit stymied on what to do. Number one is the furniture plant over here. Because I don't have anything that can haul furniture, and I'm really looking for a good alternative. Everything else just sort of has to be wired up to run properly and to produce the proper amount of stuff. But we'll get to that soon enough. We'll get to the math soon enough because I'm going to fill this spot first. This is the last part that doesn't have scenery. And there was a scenic suggestion, so let me go and get one of those. Get that real quick. I was looking at the episode and then I ended up closing it out for some reason. Let me go back to it quickly. This week we're, I've said we're very close for a while now, and it just feels like I'm driving it farther and farther away. So I'm like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. But, well, I don't know. I would like this area to be done so that when I put it out, I can move on from it. Industries notwithstanding, I guess, because the industries are going to be a mess on their own. But I would at least like to get down commodities of stuff. One of the ones I want to use, Mason is figuring out how to do certain things. Anyways, I digress. Let's give this guys... Oh, you know what? These guys have garages. They don't need a car. Okay, so let's grab some trees. Let's make sure we're working in the route layer we are. Okay. And so let's get, a pear tree or something. Nope. Tree. Tree. We got acacia, we've got African olive trees. No. It's not a fruit anyways. So we've got Alaskan cedar trees, American beech, boxwood trees, elm trees, hollow trees, aspen trees, cypress trees. We've got bamboo. We don't need bamboo. We've got some gum tree. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. No, let's see. We've got some pear trees. Okay. So we're gonna try and sort of... we're gonna put them in more or less a grid as best we can. They are on random rotation, so... So they'll come out a little bit wonky. You know what? Maybe those guys are those guys too close together? Because you don't want necessarily the branches to be interfering. So, and I kind of want their silhouette to be all the way inside of sort of the fencing area. So, or the fenced-in area. So let's put the next one here. That's good. Let's put the next one here. Okay, so as of yet, we can only actually fit 3 in a row. And that's a little bit less than what I would hope for. But we're not going to do too many pear trees, and it's not exactly a major orchard. We're not actually exporting any of this fruit. This is just sort of a community deal. Alright, so there we go. We've got 9 pear trees. Let's see what other fruit trees we have. Ooh, we've got cherry trees. I don't think these guys are necessarily the right thing to put here. But if cherry trees can grow in Washington, D.C., they can grow here. So yeah, we'll just put 9 of each tree. This is fairly simple. And then I'll do the scenery suggestion. There are a couple of comments that I can cover. Let's put some coconut trees. Obviously, they belong here. Date palm? No. Dead gum tree? No. There should be some other stuff here. Fruit. Oh, that's an old one. I had a feeling. If it's just called a fruit tree, then it's a little bit suspect. Jeffrey Pine, Boxwood, Lemon Tree. Oh, awesome. Oh. Hold on, let's put these at the end. Because they take up so much less space. Maybe I'll put some extras of these. There we go. We have some lemon trees down the end here. Not quite as good as the other ones, but whatever. Live oaks, no. Mimosa tree, no. Let's see. Yeah, I want just some more fruit. Peach tree. I'm gonna go for an apple tree instead. Oh, these are smaller. Maybe I'll put these down this end. Again, this is gonna be a sort of community orchard, so I was thinking about putting like a building at the end, but if it's just gonna be community stuff, then there's no reason for me to do that. I'm just gonna put 2 rows of peach trees. Sweet peach. So that, and then not red maple, red apple. Like the uniformity. And maybe I should get something that's a little bit greener to use as the ground now. Not like the grass that we had, but a little bit greener than brown. Let's see, anything else that we can stick in here? Sugar maple, no. Weeping, no, we don't, obviously don't want a weeping willow. Okay, no, I can't think of anything else. So yeah, I guess I'll stick a little building down here. Actually, let me add an extra helping of apple trees, because who doesn't want apples? Although I wish they were Granny Smith trees. Not Red Delicious. If you don't like Granny Smith, then, well, suck it up. They're the best kind. Let's get some gravel to use as a small parking lot. And I mean small, because whatever. Small parking lot. Alright, there we go. Let me see what I can use for a ground. Mason actually pointed me in like a direction for this kind of stuff. That's a lot of red. But I have forgotten. So let's... Oh, this is seasonal. If I were to go back and do this all again, one of the things I would love to do is have all of the textures be seasonal textures. And obviously the trees are seasonal, but it looks like carpet. I'm gonna be honest. Looks like carpet. This looks marginally better. Oh, he also said turn the scale down, so I'm gonna do that just to make him happy. Too much. Okay, so he couldn't make it today, by the way. We were thinking about getting him on again, just for some things regarding the industries. But I'm on my own. I've got no music. I'm just sad and lonely and destitute, as always. Unless he just messaged me, in which case, no, he did not. Never mind. Okay, so this looks weird. Admittedly, this looks very weird. However, I'm going to leave it because it's a tree place. Let me get a shed or something. Let me just search up shed. What the hell is that noise? Something's like going on outside my window here. Not that kind of shed. I just clicked on it to see what it was. Let's see. Aussie farm shed. No. These are all far too modern. I need just a sad, like... Okay, you know what? That's actually cute. But that would go in a park. Huh. Haymarket Depot. No, no. Rail shed. Shed. No. Small? Shed small? There wouldn't really be graffiti on it, would there? CNR freight sheds. No. That's definitely not what we need. Okay, what else? Donkey shed? No. EBT tool shed. How big is this? That looks great, actually. I think I'll leave it like that. That's just like where the ground ski, and even on that angle too, it just came out like, boom, got it. Okay, so there you go. There's your shed. There's our orchard. That's the last block of scenery that needed to be done, so let's go to the suggestion. Icer the Blue Lion says, hey, remember by the docks you had some boats on land just sitting there, and I said to use either logs or ties to have the boats on top and be off the ground. Why don't you use jointed rails, new ties asset, and then just sink some into the ground and have some showing, then covered in patches of tall grass? It's be detailed, but also blend right in. I know this has nothing to do with this app, but it came to mind when I was download assets for my own route. Is that on the download station? Because I needed to be on the download station. I've been thinking of using just logs for that. If I can get, so let's just find like board. Because the singular ties have not, the singular ties I have are not ties that I can use. And they are JR. So, I don't know. I would like to just sort of drop down some just pieces of wood, not these billboards. We've got all these billboards though. Maybe I should throw down some of these. I'll put down a billboard on the highway. Wait, was that a Nuka-Cola one? Oh no, Nucoa. Damn it. I thought it was Nuka-Cola. I would have put that down in a heartbeat. So, yeah, and this is a good way to fill up this space. Let's, hey, a swimwear one. John Deere one. Land Lakes, Lassie. Lassie? Huh. That's actually a good one. I saw a swimwear one. Mail pouch, Maple, Maxwell. Oh, there it is. Jensen Swimwear. Let's see what a swimwear billboard for the 1950s would be. Okay, it's like a pinup. So let's see, we've got one for food, one for post office, one for swimwear. Go on margarine. I'm gonna sort of angle these slightly so that you'd be able to see them in order from the road. Yeah, and that makes sense. So you've got those 3 billboards there. The thing is, I'm not sure you'd do that because you can't really see them from. Okay, so here's what you do. So you turn it this way. You put it here. I don't know what the ideal setting up for these is actually. I don't know why I'm putting this much thought into how the billboards are going to go. Oh, these guys have night mode. Wonder if they light up. Okay, we still need to find some actual pieces of wood, though. Crossing board, no. Trackside signboard, waterboard van. Mostly just billboards. And boarded up buildings. Let's see. Lumber. Lumber stack. That could be useful, but no. I will stick one of these somewhere. We have a lumber stack over here. We've got stuff over here. Plenty of stuff going on over there. Let me actually put the stack of lumber over here. Just to make it a little more convincing that there's junk lying around. We've got a lumber mill. Oh, that's the one I'm using, actually. Lumber yard. Lumber stack. No. Lumber stack? No. Lumber single. No. Oh, it's a pallet. Lumber 16 foot. No. This is a JR thing. It's very nice. It's too modern. And that's the only one that isn't in the thing. Building lumber mill. That's the one. Okay, so let's just do log. Log. Oops. Log. Multi-log deck, skid log. Aha! Why would you use just a regular log for this? I don't know, but that's what we're using. I'm gonna sink it half into the ground so it's a little bit more convincing. And we'll pretend like there's actually slots cut out of the log so that the boats... Yeah, the boats aren't sitting on the ground, they're sitting slightly off the ground. And they're sitting in little indents cut in the log. Whoa, whoops. No, of course it wouldn't make them roll. What would give you that idea? Alright, so... Oh, you know what? Actually, that worked. Yeah, that actually doesn't look half bad. Do we have, like, an actual... any pieces of wood, though? Mud logs. Oh. Those are small. We've got some log cabins. That could be useful in the future. This could have been useful over at the orchard. Farmhouse logs. No. Barrel on logs. No, I need to put boat on logs. So. Let's get this. And it doesn't matter if it pokes into the building a little bit because nobody's going to be looking in the building. But it should ideally stick out about as much. That's why I'm trying to center it on the boat. Oh, did I turn off the random rotation? Because if so, then we need to go fix those trees. Let me check real quick. Settings. No, I didn't. We just had a fluke there. So we'll lower these to -2. Whoop, not -3. Just -2. looks interesting. The way that's kind of floating, and this is floating, and that is floating. And I think we need to use the plateau tool here for a second, because there are too many things that are floating. Okay, well now we have some logs holding boats up. I guess it's better. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this friggin' pirate ship, though. I'm gonna leave him there. You know what? Actually, no. You know what? I have a better idea. I'm gonna just run him aground. Although he's such a good set piece right here. No, because if I do that, then I'll have to find something else to take up that spot, and right now he takes up that spot very well. So, I'm gonna leave that there. I said Blue Lion, thank you for reminding me to do that, because originally I was like, I'm not going to do that. And then I forgot about it. And I never went back to actually finish what I started and do it. But anyways, Dean said, I can see those tracks being rusty, there might not be that much traffic, blah blah blah. He's talking about, he's talking about the tracks that run under, here. And I agree, but the thing is, I'm trying to keep all the track consistent, more or less. And additionally, I'm trying to, and I have very limited selections in terms of tane track as well. So, like, I have some rails only, I have oak, I have Jara, which looks good, I guess. I might use this in the future, but it would go in like a deserty area, I would suppose. I have concrete tied track as well, but it looks a little bit... I don't think it looks that good. Honestly, I think this track looks the best out of any wood. And it's just the regular one-track wood. And then we have one-track oak, which looks okay, I guess. You know, when both of the rails are loaded in the ballast. Come on, go away. Alright. Anyways, so that's that. What else? What else? What's next? So next we gotta move on to the industry mess, and this is gonna be particularly interesting. Where did Bandicam go? Bring that back up. This is gonna be particularly interesting because the first thing that I had to do was look up how many seconds are in a day. The answer is 86,400. Now, Mason had a good idea that I'm not going to go through and do because I feel like it'd be too much work, or like too much, yeah, it would be too much effort, too much intricacy as well for not a lot of payoff. And that'd be for most of the industries that are multiple industries have something else on the map that only produces like a placeholder object once every 12 hours, and it'll be enough to run whatever for 12 hours. Alright, so this is what we're going to have to do for these as well. So, I'm limited in stuff, but I'll get to that later. And I thought it was a good idea, because it means that industries would only work during the light hours, or during whatever hours we wanted them to operate. And it would be really cool. However, that's not going to work. Or it would work, hypothetically. I don't feel like the effort is worth it. So, anyways, we are limited in what we can do. Now, the reason I say we're limited in what we can do is the industries, like the main industries on the map, like this one for example, have a minimum production rate of 1 log every 30 seconds. And that's all well and good, I guess. But that is a lot of logs. They'll pile up very, very quickly. And same thing with the other default industries in here. For example, the lumber mill consumes 1 log every 34 seconds. It has to. It's guaranteed to. And then this produces, I'm gonna make it produce a minimal 1 lumber, and then this, I don't think this should consume this much wood chips. So the question is, or it should produce that many wood chips every 30 seconds. So what sort of car are we going to use for wood chips right now? So, car for wood chips. we've got a Boston and Maine hopper. I'm using my spreadsheet right now. We've got a Boston and Maine hopper that holds 60,000. We've got a mill gondola that holds 85,000. We've got a wood chip hopper that holds 65,000. So I'm going to use the wood chip hopper as a baseline for now, and I think there's one sitting over here. No, there isn't. Okay, so that is called wood chip. Oh, I saw it. This one. Alright, I'm going to put this over here because it's technically an output of the place. So, if we fill this sucker up with wood chips, which we could totally do, this is one carload of wood chips. 64,000 wood chips, 65,000 wood chips. And producing it at this rate means it produces a carload every minute, which I think is absurd. I feel like it should produce a carload of wood chips maybe at maximum once every 5 minutes. If not longer. Once every 10 minutes. And we can bring this down a lot. But let's say we want it to produce a carload once every 10 minutes. And a carload, for the sake of it, right now we'll say is 60,000. So that means for 10 minutes, that means it needs to produce 6,000 every minute, which means it needs to produce 3,000 every second, or every 30 seconds. So let's do 3,000. Reduces 3,000 every second. Or every 30 seconds, sorry, it produces 3,000. So if you notice what I'm doing is I'm really hobbling the amount of things that the world can produce, but that's on purpose. Because if I didn't do that, I feel like what would happen is you would get this slow, you would always have to do everything in order to keep industries from sort of overflowing. Not that there's a problem with industries overflowing, but it's kind of the idea that when we build things in trains to dick around on, we want to always be able to run every industry when we feel like it. But I'm designing Tolbrin to be a more realistic setup, so you'll have one carload a day out of an industry. This in particular, this industry here is going to be one carload a day. So it's producing plastic. And plastic granular, if I go to my spreadsheet real quick, that you guys can't see unfortunately, I should have set it up so you could. We have a covered hopper that takes 60,000 of it, and that's actually it. So there's only one thing we have that currently holds plastic granular, although that might change. So it makes sense that this is going to be able to store one carload of plastic granular. The building is not all that big. But one carload of plastic granular makes sense. So, and because it's an output product, it's going to start with 0. No, when I said 0, I meant 0. So, also we're going to take in crude oil here. Oh, whoops, I need to put that in a queue. So we'll do that in a second. So, crude oil. And now just keep that in mind because we need an industry link. Industry link contain. So we're just going to throw this down to the parking lot because it's invisible. This right here does not actually matter too much. But the question is, so we're going to be using these tank cars. And let me go grab one of them. Not those guys. So we've got a few things that can carry crude. Let me scroll over to them. Crude oil. We have... Actually, sorry, we just have the one thing. It's this Texaco 3-Dome HW tank. And that's what we're looking at right here. So, these guys, they carry 32,000 crude apiece. And I'm actually going to put one down over here. The map is slowly going to gain stuff. But you can carry 32,000 units of crude oil. Don't know how many gallons that is, but that's one carload. So we'll say that you can store 1.5 carloads in these tanks right here, which makes sense to me because those are your oil tanks. So 1.5 carloads would be about 50,000 units of crude. That's overestimating a little bit, but you can store 50,000 units of crude. However, you're only going to be able to store 32,000 in here. And also you're going to start with none. No, I meant literally none. Okay, there you go. Everything's going to start with none in the world. Unless I decide to go through and ready... You know, output products should be full. Input products should not be full. Right now I'm starting everything with 0 to not complicate things, so I don't have to think about it. So, this holds 1 car of crude oil. Then this is going to be moving crude oil from... So it's going to be Olive Plastic, I think is the name of the place. Olive Plastic crude unload to... Let's see, Olive Plastic loader. And the thing is going to be crude oil, of course. So, you're going to unload crude oil into there. It's going to get moved into here. The cube for crude oil in here is going to be 32,000. So combined between the two of them, they have a full thing of, they have a full 2 tank cars worth. And then you're going to start with none, of course. I should start everything like half full. That's what I should do. Yeah, start every output as half full. That's what I'll do. So, you're going to have 30,000... Whoops. Okay, so 22 tons. Plastic granular, load into vehicle. And then you're not going to be taking the crude oil out of the vehicle. We do need crude oil in here. And so the question is, we've got 32,000 units of crude, and we're trying to make 60,000 units of plastic granular over the span of 24 hours. So over the span of 86,400 seconds. And this is in seconds. So I could have it just produce it all at once, but I wouldn't do that. I want to break it down. So let's break it down to minutes. Sorry, also JP Miner A14 says, Audacity. I use Audacity for my own vocals, but it's easier to record computer audio with Bandicam and just sync them up later. Whatever, I made a mistake last time. I'm not going to talk about it too much. Like, all of the explanation is in that opening slide for that. Anyways, how many minutes in a day? This will help me wrap my head around it a little better. So it's 1,440 minutes are in a day. So if I set this to 60 seconds, that means we have 1,440 opportunities to produce something. If we're making 60,000, and I'm holding a calculator. If we're making 60,000, divide that by 1440, we get 41.6666 units per minute. So what I think I'll do is I'll make it go a little bit faster than that. Every 60 seconds, it's going to produce 42 units. Oh. Right, the minimum is tons. The minimum is tons. So it has to produce 1 ton. So if we're trying to produce 60,000 per day, divide that by 1388, that is 43.22 opportunities to produce. So let's go back to 86,400, divide that by 43.2276. Whatever, I can just hit answering. I don't even need to. So that means it's actually going to be producing about every 2,000 seconds. There we go, 2,000 seconds. And so let's break this down. It's got to consume... Oh, you know what? I can do this. I could do this in units, couldn't I? But let's see real quick. 32,000 divided by that. Oh, wait, no, sorry. 32,000 divided by 43.227665571 means 740. So it'll actually need a little bit more than one carload, which is okay. I'm okay with that because it means that things won't be perfect. And so we'll say it takes 2 carloads a day of crude. Or, well, we'll say it takes 1 carload a day of crude and outputs 1 carload a day of thing. Even though that isn't quite perfect, it doesn't need to be perfect. That's the thing. Okay. So that's actually all set. I like the way we just did that. We're going to have to do that again for the other industries, and that tank car is going to stay there. Let's ignore that for now, because that industry is kind of a mess. This is where we actually have to toy with the commodities on these. So, I'm annoyed with that noise. This is Slurm. It takes steel coils and produces goods. Fairly simple. I wanted to produce 2 carloads of goods per day. This is where it gets tricky, though. So let's go back 2 queues real quick. So the general goods is limited to 256 units. For example, let's grab one of the more typical cars. So we've got a 40-foot boxcar that can fit 16 goods, and a reefer that can fit 12. I think we're going to go with the boxcar. So the boxcar can fit 16 goods. So that means over the course of a day, I want this to produce 32 goods. That is not that outrageous. So, 32. Oh, that's not the 32, that's the 23. 32 goods. And we're going to start with 16. Oh, whoops. Punch in 20. But 25. Too much. 24. Oh wait, 22. No! 23. Finally. Okay, that's 16 units. We start with 16 units. So we're producing 2 boxcars of Slurm, which is soda. It's a canning plant. They're canning soda. And we're not actually going to be using these steel coils anymore. We have a new thing, which is right here. These are going to be doing all of our steel coil needs. So what this actual load is, let me check my spreadsheet. This load is called Steel Coil Load 1 for Flat Car, and in parentheses, product. So, steel coil, oh here they are. Steel Coil Load 1 for Flat Car product. Now, this is producing 2 carloads. I think it should be accepting 2 carloads. I don't know how many. Okay, we need to see how many fit in a car. Just one. Just literally 1 carload. So, size is going to be 2. We're going to start with none, of course. And then we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to make this the long one. This is one that's going to go, bam, it's done. So, get rid of that. What we'll need is, oops. Hey, what? How come I don't have steel coil load 1 for flat car in there? Do I need to put one in? Hold on. Okay, so it's heavy, is what it's saying. Let's do 1,000. Or 50. How about 100? 70 tons is 1 unit. If I put this to 2, still 70 tons is 1 unit. Tracks. Does this just not work? Do these not work? Because I would really like them to work. Can I do it on a different industry? Maybe one that I haven't fiddled with yet? Where's one that I haven't fiddled with? I think over here. If I add... Okay, over here. If I add steel coil load 1 for flat car... If I add this, just leave it like that, go to tracks. Okay, now it's here. It's here on this one. Can I do it on the other one, please? Or do I have to place down a new industry? Because it's going to be weird with me. Okay, over here. Sorry, over here. It's over here. Yeah, it's going to be weird with me. What if I just get rid of this? Okay, yeah, no, I can't put anything into a thing anymore. Okay, so this one is broken. We're gonna get a new multiple industry and put it down over here. No, can't answer that right now. Alright. Alright. Let's break these spline points. I'm gonna need to move this to the yard because I don't need to be fiddling around with stuff while this guy's in here. Just put him on that track. Put him on his own. So we're gonna need a new industry. So, like I said, first break these. Actually, we didn't really need to break those. Well, I wouldn't do the math yet. Is this 60? Yeah, it is. Alright, well, goodbye. And so let's turn this the right direction, center it up. Alright. That seems to be about right. I think we just attached it, so that's good. Is it attached at both ends? Seems to be. Okay. Let me just roll something over to make sure, actually. Let me grab that grab that car again. Also, I will point out that even sometimes 1 carload a day is excessive for a place. But, I digress. Okay. Okay. Let me try it. Alright, so we need to rename this. This is going to be Slurm. Slurm. Let's put the Q's together. The first Q is going to be steel coil load for flat car. 1. Size of 2. And let's put it in tracks. Steel coil load for flat car, unload for vehicle. Steel coil load 1 for flat car. You're not going to get any from the beginning. I do need to keep in mind the fact that it will be every 12 hours that it runs from the beginning of the session, from the beginning of the scenario, which would be like 10 a.m., which is it's almost always 10 a.m. So I do need to be conscious of that. So that you'd basically change it out in the middle of the night. That'd be weird. That is weird. I do need to pay more attention to that. I wonder if there's anything else I can do, but units are units. Like, there's not really anything I can change there. Other than making it produce faster. They can do the same thing but faster and just saying only put in 2 carloads a day, sorry. Alright, and then I need general goods. It'll be the one on the top, I think. Yep. Okay, size is 32. I think I'll have to make it so that the maximum I'm putting in is going to be, in terms of time, is going to be 6 hours. Which makes sense, I guess. Like, I don't know. So I'll just have to force it to do that. Set initial product amount. 60. Oh, wait, sorry, we did this already. 23. Huh? Ah, there we go. 23. Let's put it in tracks. Queues, general goods. Load into vehicle. Alright, processes. This is quite simple. We're going to be taking one of these and turning it into 16 of these, so 23. Okay, so 86,400 seconds in a minute. 86400 divided by 4. That's every 6 hours, so 21,600 seconds. There we go. We now have an industry that produces literally 4 times a day. That's it. That is a long wait, my friends. That is a long wait. Anyways, that's one more done. I like the way we did this. We'll consume that. Yes, yes. Why is that limited at 256 units? Okay, so next is going to be marzipan bulbs. This is interesting. I'm going to just say 1 carload per day. Whoops. I've got to click on the... This thing's a pain, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so it has 1 queue. It has quartz sand. We're going to crank this up to 60,000 because that's 1 carload. There are a few things we have that move quartz sand. I think actually there might only be 1. So I take back the few things. Where is that? QR. There it is. So yeah, we have a covered hopper that does it, and that is all. Okay. For now, though. That might change later. So, you're going to start out with nothing. Why does it always default to 1? Okay. Whoops. No, I need that still. So, you don't have anything to begin with. You just consume it, you unload it from vehicles, you consume it. To consume 60,000 in a day, if we operate every minute, divided by 1440, once again, it's going to consume 42. Oh, right, minimum's 1 ton. So, 60,000 divided by 832, 72.1. Wait, no, that wasn't right. Oh yeah, 72.1 intervals. So 72 intervals, let's call it. And then let's do 86,400 divided by 72 intervals means that it'll be just shy of 1,200 seconds every interval. So 1, 1, 9, 8. There we go. 1198. So every 1,198 seconds, it's going to consume 1 ton. There we go. Math. This is insanity, actually. What am I doing? Alright, this one, actually. So this is going to be another 2 carload thing. But it's going to be accepting these general goods, which come in greater numbers than the other ones, and actually have a smaller subset of vehicles that we can use for them. So I'm going to go to general goods in, which is what I nicknamed these, and we have a boxcar that can carry 40 of them, or a boxcar or a reefer that can carry 90 of them, and that is it. So we're going to go with the 40 from the boxcar, and that means this has to be set to 80. And that means this has to be set to half of this, so 14. 14 tons, 40 units, 1 boxcar load. General goods. Oh, whoops, wrong kind. I never changed that. Oh, and it's broken. Oh, wait, what if I do this? How about now? Okay, need to replace this one too. Great, it's broken. Grab that. It's going to be a 20-meter industry. Snap this on both ends like we do. And then delete it. Whoops. And then delete it with the proper tool. Throw this down just about in the middle. Easy does it. Let's see. Can I just, like... Okay, that looks like it attached at both ends. That's what I needed. What was this place called? Olive Industrial Supply Warehouse. Warehouse. Okay, warehouse. Then over here we've got the general goods. So the second kind of general goods. Drop this back down to 80. Push this back up to 14. Tracks. General goods. Actually, I think I will increase this in size. I'll increase this to, let's see, 240. Still only should accept 2 carloads a day, but if we overload it, then that's fine. So it'll unload from vehicle, processes. Okay, this is where things get tricky, of course. General goods. I want to consume 1 at a time. We have to consume 80 of them per day. So that means 8640, or 86400 divided by 80, which is 1080. That's fairly simple. That's the simplest calculation we've had to do so far. So that was the number of seconds in a day divided by how many goods we need to consume 1 at a time, and that gives us the number of seconds between each consumption. So there you go. One more. Okay. 1, 2, 3, done. Furniture warehouse? This, I think I'm going to leave alone. I'm going to leave the pulp mill alone because I cranked it way down. Let's do 20. 20 general goods. Okay, so... what else? What else have we got? We've got some other industries. Most notably, this is one to look at. So, we're not going to start with any coal. If it consumes 10 coal every 30 seconds, that's not particularly ideal. What if we got to carry coal? There's only one thing that I've authorized, or there's only one thing that I'm really going to use, but I have a bunch of things that can carry coal. So we've got a hopper that or a gondola that carries 84,000, 85,000, a hopper that carries 69,000, another hopper that carries 66,000 or 65,000, thereabouts. So I'm going to use the second one as sort of a benchmark. That's almost 70,000, and I want to consume 5 of those per day. So it'd be 69,294, which is how many is in one of the cars? 69,294 times 5 carloads. And that comes out to 34,647, or 346,470. So the thing is, this is already going to consume every 30 seconds. So we've got to divide that by the number of 30-second increments in the day, which is not a number we have, but it's a number we can get because we have the number of minutes, which is 1440 times 2. So then it's going to consume 120. Approximately. So there you go, it's consuming 120. Alright, so what is next? Let's do some of these guys. Let's do some of the things in town. First one, we'll do the VO Ambrose warehouse. This is the one with the infamous fruit pallets. Fruit canned on pallet. So, how many do we want this to consume? Let's say 2 drop-offs per day. So, 2 carloads of fruit per day. So let's check how many fruit are in a carload. Fruit pallet. There's only one thing I have that can carry fruit pallets, and it's the PFE reefers, or one okayed thing. And they carry 70. So if we're going to consume that many, we need to have 140. That's 147. 140. No, I can't do numbers right now. And let's start it off with 42 units. So 42, so 70 units. Fruit can on pallet. Fruit can on pallet, unload from vehicle. Okay, so it's going to consume one at a time. It has to consume 140 of them. So 86,400 divided by 140 consumptions means 716 seconds, or 617 seconds between each consumption. Another easy one. Let me add some more capacity to this, though. No, never mind. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so what else? Okay, so we've got this. We've got the scrapyard. Let's do the other place first, because I haven't even really thought about this place. So this is the Olive Legitimate Business Company. We're going to have to change the queue out, because it's an acceptor, not a producer. So get rid of that. Let's get general goods, the other kind. Get rid of that. General goods is limited, of course, as we know. Please don't break. It's not broken. Good. Alright, so this is going to be the same thing. I do want 2 carloads dropped off. Actually, no, just one. Just one. So, 40. We'll start with 20. Oops, 7. There we go. That's how you find a number. Unload from vehicle. Processes. Consume general goods. Turn it into nothing. So if it's going to consume 1 carload per day, 7 tons, 20 units, you can consume 1 ton at a time. Oh, whoops. You know, it actually might end up consuming a little bit more than that. If it's going to consume... Yeah, how many tons is 40 units? 14. I think I've screwed up some of the other ones. 14, 7 tons. If something is a little bit different, we'll have to modify around it. I don't necessarily need to do everything to the exact. If a business sucks up all of its product too early, then we should just give it more product. And if it produces extra, then we take extra. So anyways. We've got general goods. And these are not things that are going to be in short supply. This is the warehouses in Gilson City are going to be turning general goods out into general goods in at a fever pitch. So, that said, it has consumed 14 tons throughout the day. This one's going to be a little bit more accurate. So, 86 400 divided by 14 means every 6171. There we go. 6171. Whoops, I hit matrix. Let's not do that. Okay, so that's another one down. This junkyard, which is as of yet not detailed, and I don't really know what to put in it, is going to produce 1 carload of scrap. The scrap, let's see what we have to transport scrap metal. We have 2 things that will transport scrap metal. We have a mill gondola, which carries 85,000, or a wood chip hopper, which carries 66,000. I'm going to go with the mill gondola. That seems more appropriate. It's a 52-footer, but it seems more appropriate. So, this is one that's going to have a huge amount of stuff that can be taken out, but it's only going to produce at a certain rate. So, we'll do... Let's say it has 5 carloads in reserve. So, we'll take the 85,000 figure. We'll use a round number. 85,000 times 5 is 425,000 units. I think right now it's punched in for 1 million. Yeah, it is. 425,000 units. So, and you're going to start half full. Why not? So, let's do 500 tons and see what that... Oh, no, 5,000 tons? 500 tons and see what it looks like. No, we can do better than that. How about 750 tons? That's about half. So it's going to load into vehicle. That's self-explanatory. It's going to produce scrap metal at a rate of 1 ton, which is 363 units. So we need to produce 85,000, and this is a rough one, so it doesn't matter. 85,000 divided by 363 units means it has to produce 234 times a day. 86,400 divided by 234 times a day comes out to 368.978 blah 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 per, or in between. So we'll actually make it 369. So we'll round up. So there may be more reason to serve this than what we know. Hold on 1 second. Mason just messaged me. We're about an hour in, as you may know by looking at the thing on YouTube. Make sure my fan is spinning properly. Alright, I'm calling up Mason. Definitely recording sound this time. I can see it on the bar. Okay. And I'm going to have to screen share and it's going to hurt. Hello? Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Mason. Alright, let me turn on my screen share. You can see what I'm up to.
Okay.
It's actually been quite exciting for me, but I'm sure this is the most boring episode the viewers have ever heard of. Because I've been doing math the whole time. So I've been calculating, for example, actually let me go to, what's a sort of standout one that I've worked on so far? Yeah, this one. This one's a good one. So, this is my warehouse that turns crude oil, or my little industry that turns crude oil into plastic. And so I calculated that if it consumes 1 ton of oil and produces 1 ton of plastic granular every 2,000 seconds, it will produce 1 carload in a day.
Okay.
So it has to be 2,000 seconds in between productions. This one's a little bit rougher because it's a pain in, because the commodities are a pain in the butt, but produces it produces 2 carloads a day, but it produces once every 21,600 seconds.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
So that industry only actually does anything every 6 hours, but when it does, it outputs a full carload.
Okay.
Yeah. I know there's some things I could fiddle with to get it to be a little bit easier, but right now, I'm not too concerned about being spot on. I just want to have these industries giving the rough values. And then if an industry produces extra, then congratulations that you're getting more carloads out of that industry. It's not the end of the world. So this is going to consume 1 carload a day.
You know, one of the technical things I forgot to remind you of is if you wanted, you could use the replace tool and put all the trees on a different layer so you're less likely to crash things.
Yeah, the trees have been very good lately, though. The trees have been quite good. Alright, so 32,000 because we're using this Texaco tanker. And so it's got to consume... Okay, I'm going to start it with half. I've been starting things with half. 16,000 units to begin with of diesel fuel. And then... So it needs to consume 32,000 in a day. So... 32,000... Let's see. 86,400, which is how many seconds are in a day, divided by 32,000, means it consumes fuel at a rate of 3 liters every second. That'll actually consume slightly more than 1 carload, but I'm okay with that. Alright, and the log transfer. I actually want this to produce 5 carloads, so that's like 50 logs in a day. That's actually not an insignificant number.
It's huge.
Let's see, logs. What do we have that carries logs? We have a flat car that carries 3, a clinch thing that carries 10, which is the one I'm going to be using, and another flat car that carries 3. So yeah, 50 logs if we want 5 carloads out of this. And we're going to start with none sitting there. What have you been working on? Hey, you know what you can attempt for me during the show?
What?
You know the brown canvas covered load DES?
I might.
I want you to try and fit that onto one of Ben Dorsey's flat cars, like the one that I sent you.
Okay.
Okay, so then it's going to load into vehicle, and if you can get that, then I can actually finish the furniture place this episode, and that's the last industry where I'm sitting there deliberating, God, what am I going to do with this? Except for the intermodal facility, which I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to convert it to like 20-foot containers. I know it's a little bit early for that, but I'm sure as hell not going to get trailers working anytime soon.
I mean, thing is, it'd also be a pain to find cranes for those.
Yeah, but
I don't even know where to find modern ones.
Yeah, but they're going to exist as a placeholder commodity. They're definitely intermodal. They're definitely trailers on a flat car, not 40-foot containers. Or 20-foot containers. Shh. Okay, so we need to produce 50 units of logs over the course of the day. Math time. So the day is 86,400 seconds divided by 50 logs. Means every... Ooh, that's a round number. Every 1,728 seconds, it's going to produce a log. I actually talked about your idea at the top of the show, to have things only produce like half the day.
Oh, yeah.
And my basic consensus was, I love the idea. I feel like it's too much of a pain to put into practice.
I mean, in theory, if you had the same commodity and you did it for every industry, you could hook them all up to one multiple industry, right?
I could, yeah.
So then you'd only have to do it once.
Well, no. Well, I'd have to make the modifications to every industry I put down, though.
Oh yeah.
Also, I don't know how it works when you have multiple industry links pulling something away from a single industry. I feel like that could be bad.
Just
Or
crashes.
It probably would just basically not do what you want it to. Alright, this is the wrong kind of goods. Let's get rid of it from everywhere. General goods, goodbye. Alright, so queues. Let's get the new kind of general goods, or the other kind of general goods. Second one on the list. Alright, and so we're gonna have... Let's see. I bet you this place would only consume like 1 carload of goods a day. It's small. So select initial product amount, let's put 7 as a start. Multiple pickup drop-off, general goods, unload from the vehicle, and then we're going to consume general goods. So how did the tank thing come about? How did that happen?
It was the first thing in the list.
Okay.
So I just picked that because I thought it'd look absolutely ridiculous, and it did.
Wait, what did you actually edit, like, the config, or?
I just edited the car itself, like, in the session.
Oh, okay. I need you to try your hand at editing the config, so it'll show up in a queue.
Okay. I just stuck it on there in a session to see if it looks fine, and it does. I think the thumbnail of it is actually it on that flat car.
That's entirely possible, because the flat car is like, it's supposed to be Mendorsi's commodities, but... Let me slap one down. Flat car... Nope, I wrote foul car. I can't type today. I'm exhausted. I like... could not fall asleep last night, and then I had a test today.
Is there anything else you'd want me to put on it?
Not on the top of my head. Like, not that I can think about. Or not that I can think of. Everything seems okay. I mean, maybe if you want to put the bricks on it, but I have another flat car for those, so it's not necessary to worry about. Okay, so what is it called? Canvas. No, I want the brown canvas load. There we go. Brown canvas load DES. Yeah, I think you're right. It does look a lot like this flat car. Because that I can totally pass off as furniture.
Yeah. In theory, all I should have to do is edit one line, and it should be good.
Yeah, and then what you can do if you're, like, if you can get it to work where it shows up in the queue, then don't send it to me because I can't do anything with it yet. Just save it, and when you feel like reskinning something, reskin that into the railroads, and then put it on the DLS.
Hopefully it will be in some sort of decent resolution.
Yeah.
Because I hate when something is such a low resolution, no matter how well you reskin it, it just comes out looking meh.
Yeah, it doesn't look in the highest resolution, but I have my textures turned way down, so...
Yeah.
I have my everything turned down, and I'm gonna leave this car out here.
But it could also allow higher resolutions, but it just wasn't made with that.
That's fair. That's true. Did I get a thingy from someone? Hold on. Right, so I've gotten into the habit of just leaving random train cars around because the map is slowly getting populated. Hooray! Where is... Okay, I need to check out the other place that I just did because it pretty much acts the same. I just want to know my timing so I don't have to do the math again. Alright, 6171, that's the timing. Because it was weird for that one. Where did it go? Right here. Duration 6-1 and 7-1. Alright, now here's the real kicker. I'm gonna come back to the mill later because I know it's gonna be a bastard because it's so intertwined. I've already spent too much time playing with commodities in that mill. On and off camera. So we're gonna be over here in the mess. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. This is gonna be the same as the other place. It's gonna consume the same amount, so let's put 32,000 in there. Actually, you know what I should be doing? I should be making these slightly larger than their inputs. So let's do 40,000. Because if I don't do that, what could happen is, you know, you roll up and it's not quite full, and then you end up dropping off a tank car that's like, that just has a little bit left in it.
And it just really annoys you.
Well, no, but basically it would mean that it pushes your ideal drop-off time later and later and later. Because you wait for it to run out so you can empty the entire tank car. Yeah, unload from vehicle.
Should I add all 3 canvas covers?
Just the brown one.
Okay.
Well, wait, what are the 3?
Blue, brown, and gray.
Is a gray one? I don't have the gray one. I think the blue one isn't quite in era. Like when I think of a blue tarp,
think of the obnoxious blue ones that everyone has.
Yeah. And so I think of like a big plastic tarp.
Yeah.
So put the brown one and the gray one on, I guess, if the gray one's on the DLS. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah,
so make sure
I have
that
it,
it's
so
make sure that it's a DLS asset. So 1 liter every 3 seconds. And that will consume slightly more than 1 carload a day, but that's not a big deal. Then you just got to bring more out to it. That's what it amounts to. So this is going to consume the same amount as the industrial supply warehouse. So let me go back and check my numbers. Oh, and it's also holding the wrong kind of general goods, but it's going to be 1080. It's going to be able to hold 240.
Oh, I just found something.
What?
It says canvas load static DES, and it says it's the brown canvas load, but a scenery item. It's on the DLS.
I have that. I should use that somewhere.
I mean, if you put it on the loading platform.
Yeah.
For whatever.
I think I'm gonna have that, I don't know. Okay. General goods. General goods. Let's start with 7? 4? Actually, let's start with 14. Let's crank this up to 240. Oh, you're going to consume 80 per day. Actually, wait, how long is the drop-off track for that? Yeah, I guess that works. Unload from vehicle. 1080. You're going to consume 1 general goods. Whoops. 1080. And then this place doesn't start with any... It's producing the minimum. It produces a hell of a lot of logs, though, throughout the day. Like, it produces an insane number of logs. All of the default industries just go crazy.
Well, I think it'd be because they'd, run it like a model railroad.
Yeah, and that's I did talk about that at the top of the show as well. I was like, it's the kind of thing where you expect to be able to operate all of the industries all of the time. And I totally understand where that's coming from, but I'm not designing my railroad that way. I'm designing it so that it's realistic and you operate the industries once a day. Or, maybe a little bit more than that if they're a high output industry, which the log place at the far end of the olive branch is going to be. So you're probably going to be running up and down the olive branch doing that, but you'll only have to service the mill and the log transfer like once a day. I'm not sure what I should put here. Mason, do you have any idea what would be dropped off at like a truck place?
A truck place.
Ooh! I just had an idea. Let's see if I have it in my commodity list already. I do not. So let's see if I have something that'll... Oh, you know what? I don't even have a multiple industry here yet.
Is there anything where a flat car can hold an actual truck?
Not that I know of outside of the Milwaukee stuff.
Yeah, because I know they do the bulldozers on that, but... That might be a cool thing to make for his flat car. I don't know how I do that, but...
A truck on a flat car?
Yeah. Angle them a bit like they do when you're carrying them. I don't know how.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna have an auto plant on the map, but if I can have a boxcar that has auto parts, auto parts will get dropped off here to fix the trucks.
That makes sense.
I just want something that's not goods. You've already heard me lamenting about goods, but I just want something else. That induces a slight wobble into the tracks, but that's okay. I forgive you. Tracks. Alright, and then this is going to be called what? I already named these places. What are they called? I named them last time. Olive Intermodal... Okay, this is going to be Olive Intermodal Track 0.
Track 0? What in the world are you doing?
Well, because we have the 4 tracks that are for offloading, or I guess onloading, because they're going to be going onto the train, containers. And then there's track 0, which is for offloading the auto parts. And I would be tempted to set up a little rack here for, like oil unloading, but there's a gas station across the street. Also, look, Mason, I did an ATLS.
Wow.
Also, I didn't put any, like, gates or anything in this one, because it's in the industrial park.
I mean, you could put down a static, like...
Yeah, I mean to put down
whatever.
I meant to put down a sign, and I think I went looking for them and didn't end up with one. Crossbuck. JR Crossbucks. Oh, hey. Oh, these are built in. Yellow means built in, right?
Probably. Except I think it might be for the... whatever their short line is. Like the plate on the bottom.
Oh, crap. I'm trying to read it. No, in case of emergency call... Oh, wait.
Yeah, it looks like their logo thing.
Don't care.
Let's see if what I
Pioneer
have.
Valley. As long as it isn't like payware. But I don't have any extra DLC routes, so everything I have, everyone should have.
All mine are considered open for edit. I don't know why.
Well, you might want to revert those.
Okay, apparently the 1 and 2 track ones are built in, and 3 through 6 are modified from somewhere.
Okay. Well,
So
they're probably
that's
from
interesting.
JR. Like, the 1 and 2 track ones are probably in the game because they're used, and then the other ones are probably just OGJR.
Yeah, but I don't know where I would have picked those up from, because I don't think I've ever just downloaded Crossbucks from them.
Well, then probably some of our routes or something.
Maybe.
But there, I did that. That looks better than it was. I think the invisible road at the end here I have generates no traffic. Oh wait, no, it should generate traffic. Yeah, no, it's a regular road.
It should tell you.
It's a regular one. I forgot why I put it there for a second. It's so that I have cars driving to the building. But yeah, I ATLS'd all these crossings the other day.
Do they work?
Don't know, don't care. I did it, I'm not doing it again.
Okay.
I know, I'll have to do it again for the other ones, but if I notice one isn't working, then I'll fix it. But if I'm not gonna sit down and test all of them, because it's painful to drive around on this map for me. Alright. Let's see. So, automobile engine. That's what I have. Automobile engine. Do I have a car that carries that? Let's see. Automobile engine. List dependents. Holy crap, I actually do. I have a bunch of boxcars that carry automobile engines. I'm gonna have to have a thing that comes off map with a carload of automobile engines to drop off. Let's see if I can find something else though. Automobile engines is all well and good, but I kinda want a generic auto parts. I think I have those. I feel like I definitely should. What was that? Cow jersey?
I'd assume it's a Jersey cow.
I guess.
That sounds like it'd be a breed of some sort.
Yeah. I don't know, there's a Jersey Shore joke in there somewhere. Cows that love spray tan. Cow is 16 and pregnant. Okay, anything else? I'm not... Oh, there we go. General Auto Parts. Let's see about those. I literally have a General Auto Parts. General Auto Parts installed from DLS. What carries it? List dependents. A bunch of freaking boxcars. Alright, that's awesome. Ooh, there is some overlap there. There's definitely some overlap there. And one of them is the Warwick Railway one. Alright, General Auto Parts is going to go here. Oh, it's the Auto Plant Products Pack, that's why. Alright, so let me find one of these boxcars and figure out how big a carload of this is.
How much carloads of boxcar is a carload of boxcar?
Cuz. Let's see. 40-foot boxcar, Boston and Maine. Number. Boston and Maine hashtag. That's very blue. Oh wow, look at all these loads. Holy cow. What are these? Farm equipment. Oh god. General Auto Parts, automobile engine. Hay bale. Oh no.
They just put hay in a boxcar.
Pallet of stock. Well, I mean, it's not uncommon to, like, move... Up until recently, it was not uncommon to move, what do you call it in a boxcar? Grain.
Yeah.
In fact, the Mansfield branch, the OG Iron Horse and Railroad, like the real-life version of it, was one of the last railroads in the country to haul grain by boxcar, like into the 70s, when
How
it was shut
did they
down.
get it back out? Or like,
I don't know.
How did they get it in there?
I don't know. I would assume it's in sacks, but I don't know.
I mean, just dump it all in there through.
I mean, you
hole in
roll
the
it next
top.
to where you want to drop it off, and you open the doors, and it just sort of...
Yes.
Alright, so we've got a lot of stuff in here. We've got John Deere tractor. We've got lumber 8-foot. That's good. We've got general auto parts. That's what I want. And that's 24. So let's consume 24 in a day. Let's set up to hold 30. Okay. General auto parts. Size 30 units. 30 tons. Okay, 3 tons is 30 units. 1 tons is 10 units.
Well, I got them both on there, and it's not giving me errors.
Sweet. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the number of seconds a day and divide by 4 once again. And it is going to consume 1 ton of general auto parts every 6 hours. Which means that in a day it will actually consume 40 tons, or 40 units rather, but we're not going to worry about that. If you want to bring it more, feel free. And so I'm actually going to have this hold 48 in case you want to drop off a second carload, but it's only supposed to get 1 carload per day. Yeah, so it's actually going to start with 2 tons, so it's half full. No, it's going to start with 1 ton. Tracks, multiple pickup drop-off, the only thing. Unload from vehicle. Processes. It's going to consume those. It's going to consume it every 21,600 seconds. It's going to consume 1 ton, which is 10 units. Alright, I'm going to have this sitting here and make it full of auto parts. Yeah. And I can use these a lot now because these boxcars have a lot of different commodities in them, so I know what I'm going to be adding to my spreadsheet. I'm not going to leave this there though. I'm going to put it here.
So,
Yarp.
what exactly is the city planetarium?
I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
It's a giant blue thing
I know what it
in
is.
the middle
I
of
put
the
it there.
train. And it makes really catchy music.
Yup. I was like, oh, this thing's hard. Let's put it down in the middle of the city. Actually, it was a moment of, this sort of looks like a weird Christmas tree. Hold on.
I thought I was going crazy because I was on the outskirts of Troy and I just barely hear this music and I don't have any other programs open.
Here it is.
Can the audience hear it?
They can.
That's awesome.
That's sitting in Troy. I've got to put one of those in Gilson City now.
I mean, you just stick it under, like, some building, pretend it's a club or something.
I mean, I was going to put it in a park, but that works too.
Like the world's weirdest club if it's playing that music.
Oons. Alright, so how many carloads? Oh, you know what? Let me go and work on the furniture place. Nope, never mind. Other thing that is more impressive, that is more pressing that I need to work on. This goddamn place. Okay, so how the hell am I gonna set this up? It's gotta consume, first things first, it's gotta consume 1 carload of coal per day, and that might make everything else align. Did I just question mark on a tree? Alright. Also, I have 3 industry links hidden under the building.
Great.
Alright, so 1 carload of coal is, I already covered this earlier, but I forgot. It's about 85,000, or in this case, it's 70,000.
Oh,
and I'm probably gonna... What?
I just thought of something. So for the interlocking towers,
Yeah,
do they save if you work on them in the session layer? Or
They
do you have
should.
to actually name all the signals?
I mean, they should save if I work on them in the session layer, but I'm naming the signals anyways, just in case I screw up and have to merge the session layer again, because that will change all of the numbers. Like, if you haven't named something, it'll jumble the numbers again.
Okay.
For all the junctions, all the signals.
I was
so
wondering,
name everything.
Yeah, I got back on the IHR, and just everything was wrecked for the interlocking I set up.
Yeah, I actually haven't fiddled with the interlocking yet. Again. Now you're tempting me. I need to just do this first. I don't need to spend another 20 minutes going out and then back into the map. That'll be the rest of the episode. Alright, so 75,000 coal it can take. It's going to consume that much in a day. How much is it going to produce in the way of lumber and logs in a day?
Loads.
I mean, it takes in a lot of logs from the river. But I'm thinking of, on an average day, it'll produce, like, 5 carloads of lumber? Which is not that much lumber. Like, 5 carloads of lumber and 2 carloads of wood chips. And then double that if you give it logs. Let's see, how many do you ever want to have on you at once? I'll just say 50 logs as a max, because why not? So you're going to start with 40 tons so that you can actually produce a little bit at the beginning. Oh, no, actually, you're going to... Yeah, no, you're not. You're not going to produce anything at the beginning. When I say 0, I mean 0. Alright, wood chips. 0 tons. How much is a carload of wood chips? Like 70,000 again. So... let's just make that up to 70,000. How much is a carload of lumber? This is something I haven't paid attention to yet.
Could just write these things down.
I mean, they're in a spreadsheet here. So, for most things it's 2. There's a 3, there's another 2, there's another 3. So it's either 2 or 3. I'm gonna go with 2 to be careful. So, if we want to produce 5 carloads, we're gonna have 10 lumber waiting. And so let's put 35,000 wood chips to begin with. Oh crap, that's not the right button. 14 tons of wood chips. And then 5 units of lumber. Whoops, no, hold on, that's not how that works. How about 40? There we go, 40 tons, 5 units of lumber. Okay, I do have to set up the queues for the other things, though. So, you can only hold 100. Oh wait, no, you can only hold like 50. I already said that. 50 things of lumber. You're going to start out with 0 because it'll all get transported in.
So
you can only hold 50 logs. What?
You know how I spent a long time looking for pulpwood cars?
Yes.
Like, I found some JR ones that weren't even called pulpwood. They're just like bulkhead flats.
Yep.
But I look on the DLS, and it only comes up if you type in flat car. If you type in pulpwood, it does not.
Oh.
Why?
I think I might have the ones you're talking about.
I don't understand. Because
I went looking for, like, things. I should do a pulpwood thing. Maybe I should have another little, oh god, now I'm getting all mixed up on this again.
Paper mills are fun.
What if, right, instead of regular logs you have to add to the mill over here, you have to add pulpwood.
Oh boy.
To make it go faster. And you get the pulpwood from up by the Mason Valley bleachery, so you have to bring it all the way down with your train of other bleachery-related stuff, switch it onto the train that goes to the olive branch, and send it out here. That might be something I do later, but that's not a bad idea for more complexity.
I mean, a pretty complex industry you could do would be paper, because you could send a bunch of different chemicals and pulpwood and other such things to it.
Well, yeah, it'd be like the paper mill in Troy, except done right. The one in Troy was just like the paper mill does these kind of things, right? Oh, that's right. I forgot the important thing, which is the actual commodity transferring and how long it does things, or how long it takes. So, if we're gonna consume 1, 1, 1, and 1, so 1, 1, 1, and 8, I guess. Okay, wait. This is gonna be a lot of math. Holy crap. So we need to consume 1 log every time. That's irrelevant. We know we're gonna need to consume 1 log every time. We want to consume a carload of coal over the course of the day. That's about 70,000 units. So,
sorry.
Bless you. 70,000 units divided by 86,400. What would that give me? Not a number I can use. How many every minute? 1440. So 48.6 units per minute. However, we can't do that because it consumes in increments of 1,162 units. So 70,000 divided by 1162, which means we have to consume... That doesn't seem right. Or maybe it does. Maybe I'm going crazy. Oh no, 60 increments. 60 increments, and then blah 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 divided by 60 increments. So how often? 1434. So now I have to make everything else work with that. 1434. So every 1434 seconds, it consumes 1 ton of coal. And I want to produce... We'll just produce 1 unit of lumber, because why not? And then we need to produce 70,000 wood chips over the course of the day. So, if we produce... Okay, this works. Actually, this is fine. This is fine. I'm not going to poke at it anymore. It's going to be a little bit awkward. It might... the ratios are going to be really weird, and I might actually have to sort of alter with the trains that are going there and say, okay, you're going to need more carloads, etc. But on the whole, it feels very good. So you're saying that Preparation H feels good on the whole. Alright, let me move this down, because now this is kind of in an awkward place. Okay, I guess you don't want it to... Oh wait, nope, there we go. I'm proud of me, I ATLS now.
Wow.
Yay. Alright,
That's
everything else is done now, except for the 2 major department stores. And the 2 major department stores, the containers, the intermodal, and the furniture factory. So the furniture factory is a big one, because it's been kind of a mess since I first set it up. The furniture factory also produces railroad ties.
Why?
Because why not? Not very many, mind you, but it produces them. Right, so now I need the 3rd queue, which is going to be brown canvas covered load DES product. Is this limited? Yeah, it is. Alright, so honestly, I only want 2 of these. Just 2 of them a day. The problem is if I only want 2 of them a day, it means that am going to have to have it produce once every 6 hours, and that kind of limits everything else. But you know what, that's okay. And I'll have it produce other things too to make it more interesting. So, it's going to produce railroad ties, it's going to produce brown canvas loads, and it's also going to produce some lumber. Some, like, other, more specific lumber. Where did they go? What are the other kinds of lumber I have in my data sheet already? 16-foot lumber stack. What carries that? Nothing. Why do I have it here? No, but for real. Scratching my head at this one, man. I'll figure that one out eventually. Let's try something else.
I can tell you right now, maybe you're just really tired.
Well, yeah, but I didn't make this spreadsheet when I was really tired. We've got lumber loads. We've got lumber load DES.
You could have it produce wood chips, maybe.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the correct apparatus for that. And it's like, I want to take the stuff to, like, a hardware store. Oh, that stack of logs. Damn, I had something earlier that I was like, ooh, this looks good. But, yeah, let me do the lumber load DES. Because then it'll be another use for those flat car.
What does DES stand for?
I think it's just, I don't know, Dave something Snow.
Okay.
I don't know. That's just a guess.
Because there's loads of it around, and it's pretty decent quality.
Yeah.
Especially for DLS stuff.
Lumber load DES. There we go. Okay, so I only want you to produce, like, okay, how many of a lumber load fit in a flat car? Oh, you know what? I can't do that. I can't do that. Because it's the same kind of stuff. So let me see if I have anything that can carry the other kind of lumber stuff. Actually, let me look up the other thing. Let me look up the other thing and see what carries it.
Do you have the stake flat car version of the one we were trying to use for TOFC?
Maybe, but I'm not sure it works.
Okay. Because if you do, that, I don't think that would use, like, their assets. Because lumber's a pretty generic thing.
Okay, I'm not sure a thing exists called 16-foot lumber stack, so I'm just deleting this row. I have something called 16-foot lumber stack. Actually, I could use that probably. What carries that? A lot of things carry that. Let's try the 70-ton flat car. Uh, 70-ton flat car. Let's throw this down and see how it looks with the... Okay, I only have only one of them is actually built in. Loads. "16-foot lumber stack. 2 of them. What does it look like? Okay, that looks good. That looks like it's going to Home Depot. Actually, since it would be, I need to put it on a different track. There. Because that stuff is leaving. That stuff is just going across the street. It's going to the other side of the tracks. Oh, you know what industry I haven't sorted out yet?
What?
The sheep. We're gonna pretend I sorted it out. And we're not gonna go over there. A 16-foot lumber stack. Okay, so how many of these do I want? Let's just say 1 carload. I don't start with anything. Actually, do start with 1. I don't know how much 1 is. Oh wait, no, I actually do need 2 because it fits 2. Yeah, it fits 2. Actually, or it fits 3, depending. Just depending on how it feels that day. So we'll have it do 3, and we'll start it with 30 tons of logs. Start this with 1. Start this with 4? Okay, 3 tons, 2 units, that works. Alright, size 12. Six units. So that'd be like 6 cars. That's fine, that makes sense to me. Okay. This place consumes a lot of lumber, but the mill is right there. I get rid of this stupid wood furniture thing. Oh, never mind, I broke the industry. I need to build it all again.
Oh boy.
Come on, just work with me, please. I guess it's not gonna happen. Whoops, easy does it now. So let's move the thing to over here. Slide it out a little bit more. Okay, so we've got 4 commodities. We have lumber, which is a max size of 12, and starts with like 48 tons. There we go. We have railroad ties. Nope. Nope. Railroad ties, which have a Q size of 5 and start with 2. No, sorry, start with 4. UF with the war. We have, what was the other thing? Canvas. Nope, not the blue one. The brown one. Ah. Which, you can have 2 of those, and we start with 1. Okay. However much 1 is. There we go.
I think 1 is just 1.
1 is 6 tons. And then the 16-foot lumber stack, which is totally a thing, I swear. Which we can have 3 of those. And we start with 2. They're 10 tons each. Damn, son.
Dang, son.
And so what we're gonna do is... Nope, it's still broken. Why? Why doesn't it work?
How in the world did you manage that?
What if I just get rid of this and this? Nope. If I get rid of everything and just place it again? Obviously there's nothing there now. Let's try lumber. Nope, nothing. What's wrong with this industry? Head over there. Is it one of these commodities that's breaking things? Because it shouldn't be. Let's build it first and then worry about it. Q. Let's try lumber. How far are we going to get with this? Lumber. No, wrong button. 12. Lumber. Okay, I can put lumber in there. That's good. We got one. Let's try the next one. Railroad ties. Let's add that. Okay, this is going to be an unload from vehicle. Add railroad ties. We're going to load into vehicle. Make another queue. Next thing down is canvas. Brown canvas covered load. And that broke it.
So the canvas broke it?
Looks like it, but let me try canvas on its own. Brown canvas covered load, DES product. Sometimes it just doesn't want to be. Okay, now that's working. Okay, so I got the canvas covered load. Let's try railroad ties. Railroad ties. Let's try lumber, because we need that. Okay, does it just not allow more than 2? That doesn't make sense.
Weird.
I have other stuff that does more than 2. Let's set these both to unload from vehicle. No. What happens if I get rid of one? No. Can't do that. Can't do that. Let's just get rid of it. F this furniture place, man. It's not cooperative at all. I've totally got stuff, man. Let's see, let's just try, like, 16-foot lumber stack. No, it's definitely something. This is definitely called 60-foot lumber stack. Also, wait, does it switch languages on the other one, too?
What do you mean?
No. Wait, in here. Yeah, look. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Maybe I can make it like a number of smaller multiple industries that are just in front of this building. But I'm finally content on what I want this building to do, so I really would like it to work. Also, I finished the last scenery asterisk, unless somebody else has something that they want me to do. Because I did the orchard, the public orchard. But other than that, olive is shiny. It just doesn't have working industries right now. It has mostly working industries. It's just missing 1, 2, 3, 4, basically. Technically, it's missing 7, but there are 4 specific industries. But that was a lot of progress.
Woo.
I'm glad you got that canvas covered load to fit on the flat car too, because now I can do that. Now if the furniture factory ever decides to cooperate, then we can use it. And I might just have to be a little bit more like ingenious with the way I set that up, so I can't just like, here you go, throw a bunch of commodities at it.
Just turn it into like a drug dealer's headquarters. Give it a bunch of really suspicious things. It's where the mob hangs out.
Do I have weapons as a commodity? Alright, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, you know what I need to show off real quick? I don't think I did this off camera, I'm pretty sure. I did this when I was hanging out with TBA.
Ooh, you know what you could drop off there?
What?
The M1 tanks.
No. I decided to... I trimmed the balls off of Dick Island and made it a little bit less phallic. So, that was fixed. And I put a lighthouse on it as well, and a little building. And some dunes. Some grass-covered dunes. So I generally made it look better. Eventually that treatment would go to all the islands, but I'm not sure if people feel like watching me do that. So it'll be a side project at best, unless somebody asks me to put grass on the island. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Train Man.
And Mason.